Hey guys, welcome back. So I know I'm being quiet, but it's early in the morning and I'm about to do something. So I took one yesterday in the afternoon and it came back very positive. So let's take this one and see what it says. Not been opened yet. So let's go see. Okay, so while we're waiting on that one, I'm going to show you guys what I took earlier today. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not right there. So now we're waiting on this other one to come through. This is number 5. I'd probably be lying if I said I wasn't freaking out a little bit. We gotta wait 3 minutes. What time is it? I still have 2 minutes and I can already see a line. You guys, what are we gonna do? I'm freaking out. I'm not gonna lie. Freaking out. Let me show you. Can you guys see it? I'm in my kitchen, that way I don't wake nobody up. I went to the bathroom and did my test, and I came into the kitchen. Ignore the mess behind me. I gotta clean tomorrow. Or later today, but look. You guys freaking see it? We're gonna be having another baby. So this is definitely positive. So I'm going to find a way to tell Brad. He saw the other one from today. The one was kind of faint, but this one's more there. So I'm going to find a way to tell him. And I might get it recorded, I might not, I'm not sure yet. So I'm really excited for this journey and I hope to bring you guys along with us. But I'm also very scared for this journey as well. So we'll see how it goes. You'll probably be seeing this after we announce it to our families, and I don't know when we'll be announcing to our families, so yeah. Please keep us in your prayers and thoughts that everything goes smooth and well. I'm just very thankful and blessed that God has blessed me with another little baby, so I'm excited. I'm scared, but I'm excited. Okay, so before I ended that video, I just wanted to come on here and just, I am 7 weeks as of today. As of right now, I go next Tuesday, I believe it is, and I go for my anatomy scan, my dating scan, or not my anatomy scan, my dating scan to see if that's correct. And so yes, I'm 7 weeks, so I just want to kind of talk about my symptoms and everything like that I've been having. So hi vlog. You saying hi to him? Yeah. Okay, so like I said, I just turned 7 weeks, so I'm gonna recap week 6 for you guys. So here is my most common symptoms that I log. It's what was going on with me. So I had some mild cramping, nothing too severe, a few, painful ones, but other than that, it's normal. I had slight nausea, but not as bad as it has been in the past, because it has been so bad in the past. And my OB has already sent over some nausea medicine just in case I need it. But I'm currently getting over strep throat, and I'm on antibiotics, and I really don't want to mix the medicine, just in case. I think they said it was safe. But just in case, I don't like mixing medicine. I don't even like taking medicine unless I absolutely have to, but I have strep throat and I had to get better for these babies. Especially since school started, and that's where the other 3 kids are. Is Hannah, Nevaeh, and Nova are all in school now. So yeah. And then I had some major fatigue. Like today, week 7, is the first day of week 7. It was the only time I was able to stay awake all day long. And I got some housework done, But yeah, like I was saying, I got some housework done, I got some editing done, so hopefully that stays. I know it's short-lived most of the time in pregnancy. I mean, I've been through this quite a bit. Hi, Hanky. I've also been very tender, in that area. I have definitely been peeing a lot more. TMI, but this is a pregnancy update. This is a pregnancy announcement, like TMI, okay? But I have been peeing a lot more. Actually last night was the first night that it was like major and I had to wake up for it. So yeah. And then I had some severe dizziness one day, I believe. And then just some slight dizziness, you know, throughout the week. And I talked to my nurse because that's all I've seen so far because I'm still so early on. And she said it's really nothing to worry about, you know, lay down, rest, get some fluids in you, and then you should be fine. If it continues, then call us back, you know, and all that. And then I've had some pretty serious headaches, but I've been trying my best to just stay away from Tylenol because, like I said, I don't like taking medicine unless I absolutely have to. I've had some severe bloating. Like, I look 6 months pregnant most days, and it's just the bloat. I can feel it, and it's just so tight. And then I've had some upset stomachs with this past week on week 6. So as of right now, my due date is April 6th, 2020. But that will probably change when I go to the doctor next week. I'm ready to go and get. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Okay. Say hi. You ready for a baby? Are you ready for another baby?
I want a baby too.
You ready for another baby?
Yeah, my tummy.
In your tummy? I thought it was in my tummy.
It's my tummy.
Oh my goodness.
Mama.
But anyways, so where was I at? What was I saying? Forgetfulness is a new one, but I'll recap that in week 7. We have names picked out already for both genders.
Give me my hair.
If it's twins, the names will probably change. I do have twins on my side of the family. I have yet to have a set of twins, so maybe not. We'll see. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. You know, I'm just hoping for a healthy pregnancy, a smooth delivery. Jolene was actually my easiest delivery. She was my 4th child, and I think the reason why is because I waited till the very last second. Like, I knew the feeling, I knew when she was just gonna come out, and I was tired of the nurses, you know, telling me not yet, not yet, not yet. And so I was like, Brad, you need to go get someone in here right now. So he looked, and he was calm as could be because he knows I have anxiety. Bless his heart. And he's like, oh no, you're fine, you're fine. And he like ran out that door as calm as he could, got the nurse came in there. She was like, no, 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 you can't push no more. And I'm like, I'm not, like, this is natural. She's ready to come out. And so they had a nursing, they had a a trainer, like somebody that was in training for the delivery. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, she can be in there. And I waited to the very last second, and then like I gave like 10 good pushes and she was out. Like, it was amazing. And the nurse lady was like, or the one that was training, she was like, is it always this easy? And my doctor was like, no, this is her 4th time in like 5 years, so she pretty much knows what she's doing by now. And I'm just hoping and praying that it is that easy for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still painful. I think I tore just a little bit still with Jolene, and it's still painful. Like, it feels the same. Like, don't get me wrong, but it was a lot smoother because I waited. I was able to calm myself more because I knew what to expect, you know? It wasn't surprising. Nothing crazy happened. I'll have to go into my other stories later. Or I guess I could just tell you now. So in Nevaeh, I was induced at 5 o'clock in the morning. They gave me a pill to try to soften up my cervix. It didn't really work. She was my first. I had her at exactly 40 weeks, I believe. And exactly 40 weeks. And so they gave me the Pitocin, and then I got the epidural, and my epidural only worked on like one side. And so they would try to rotate me and try to get the epidural to work on both sides, and it just wasn't happening. And then like my contractions, they were never like, it would be like this, and they're supposed to be like this, and they were constantly like this. And so the Pitocin did that to my contractions with Nevaeh. And she was also 8 pounds 4 ounces when she finally came out, and she did tear me, so I had to get stitches with her. And then like, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't learn any of this. Like, I was so clueless on what to expect. And then I asked after, you know, everybody left, and it was like 10:31 at night is when I had her. And after everybody left the hospital and everything, and they took Nevaeh into the nursery, because they still did that at that hospital. I didn't go back to that hospital after this experience. I was like, can I take a shower? I feel really gross and I just want to take a shower. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, okay. So I had, Nevaeh's dad help me. He helped me up off the bed. I went and took a shower and I was like, you know what? I just really don't feel good. I don't feel good. Something's wrong. And they're like, no, you're fine. You're fine. It's just normal. It's normal to feel this way. And I'm like, no, something is wrong. And so I get dressed and I walk back into the labor and delivery room because we're still in there. We're not in the recovery room yet. And I just fall to the floor. Like, no recollection. And then I remember this nurse on top of me, and I believe she was giving me CPR. What, baby? Okay. Wait, no, that's Mama's. And I believe she was giving me CPR. And then they would not give me Nevaeh for the rest of the night. Like, I was so mad. Like, I understand why, because that was a risk, because I already passed out. I had problems. I had to have 3 bags of blood transferred into me. And, yeah, that was pretty scary. I've never had a blood transfusion before, and so I didn't want to go through that again. And then I had to stay in the hospital for quite some time with Nevaeh. She was healthy as could be. She was 8 pounds 4 ounces and just healthy as could be. I'm only 5'2". That is a big baby for me, but I did it. And then with my second, Nova, I actually went into labor early with her. And I got to the hospital and my labor slowed down, and then they gave me Pitocin, sped it back up. And then I had her, and they gave me this peanut ball to help me dilate, because I wasn't dilating. And they gave me this peanut ball to help me dilate, and then she was ready to come out. But with her, my anesthesiologist was in the next room working on her, and my water had already broke at this point with Nova. And they were like, you need to get him in here because she's about to deliver this baby. And I was like, I'm in so much pain. Like, thank God for the nurses, because they taught me through it. They helped me through everything. And I was like, okay. So I was breathing, Oh, it was crazy with her. And then they finally got me the epidural. It worked great, worked like it was supposed to. Gave birth. And then she was breastfed. Let me go back to Nevaeh story real fast. So I didn't know anything, like I said, and I thought I was starving Nevaeh because I couldn't get her to latch or anything. And so I was like, you know what, just give her the bottle. I was crying, I was emotional, and they just gave her the bottle. They should have, helped me, supported me to try to breastfeed her. I wish they would have, but she was healthy. Anyways, back to Nova. So I breastfed Nova. I was at a different hospital. They did amazing with me, and that's who I stayed with for the rest of my pregnancies, except for this last one. And I'll explain in a minute. And so we got to go home after a while. Nova was born with jaundice because she was a little bit early, and I got to go home for a day, and they called me. And I missed the phone call. They left me a voicemail, and I finally called them back at 7 o'clock at night, and the nurse was like, yeah, your doctor's on his way to your house because the blood work came back that her bilirubin was so high that if she didn't come back to the hospital tonight, she wouldn't make it through the night. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So I drove straight to the children's hospital that night, and we were admitted there for, I want to say 2 to 3, almost 3 weeks, and she was under the Billy blanket, she was under the Billy lights. They were still trying to get me to breastfeed her. I was trying my best to breastfeed her, and then finally, it was an emotional time. I didn't get to see my oldest, and I didn't get to see Nevaeh a lot. I was in the hospital, stuck in the hospital with, my newborn, and she was super sick because of her levels. And, I was like, you know what, I think it's my breast milk. And so I gave her formula and instilling. She's already getting better. And it's because they poop more. She was needing to poop, but she wasn't really pooping from my breast milk. And that's what happened with Nova. That's why I didn't breastfeed her. And then with Navy, she would only latch onto one side, and I still didn't get the support I needed. And so I gave up on her. I would mix. So what happened with Navy, I would formula feed her and I would breastfeed her. And then the pediatrician I was going to pretty much said, no, you can't do that. You don't do that. You need to choose one or the other. So I was like, okay. So I chose formula because I could only produce off of one with Navy. And come to find out, I went back to my delivery doctor at my 6-week checkup, and he was like, oh no, you could do both if you prefer. I mean, they want you to eventually choose one, but when you're trying to figure it out, you can do both. And I was like, well, I wish I would have known that because I've already switched her over to formula completely, and now she's not going to take my breast milk. And so that's what happened with Navy. And I went into shock after Navy, so her dad actually got to do skin to skin with her, and that broke my heart. And I think that's why they have such a good bond. But anyways, and then Jolene, like I said, was my easiest. and I actually got to breastfeed Jolene. It was super, super easy. I mean, it was hard at first, but once I got it, it was easy. And like, I miss breastfeeding, I do. So I am gonna try to breastfeed this new one. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's all the birth stories of all the 4 I have. And then I want to take you guys along with us on this journey with this new one. I don't know how many's in there. I don't know if it's a he or she. If it's a girl, I'm meant to be a girl mom. Like, I don't mind. Like, people's like, well, you know, maybe it's your boy. Maybe you can stop having babies now. And I'm like, for one, do you support my family? Like, is it okay for you to have a say-so in my family and how many kids I have if you don't support us? Like, it's not. So we take care of our kids. We do what we have to do for them. My husband has a good paying job, so I mean, we got this. I mean, sometimes we struggle, but we work it out. And we, you know, we thrift shop a lot. And I love to thrift shop. Even if I didn't have any kids, I'd still thrift shop. I find some really good deals. I coupon here and there. I need to get back into it. But yeah, so I'm excited. But those are all my birth stories. I'm kind of just rambling on here talking to you guys. But yeah, we're really excited for this new journey. And I hope to take you guys along with us. And I'll try to take you to the doctor's appointments. I'm not sure if they're allowed videos in there. But if they are, I will definitely do that. I did have my first OB appointment, but it was just with the nurse, and all they did was take blood work and then just went over the common pregnancy things with me. And I'm like, yeah, I know, you know, because this is my 5th pregnancy, or my 5th baby. I won't get into the rest of that. But yeah, so baby number 5 is coming in early April as of right now, and we are so excited. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch up with you guys next week on this pregnancy journey, because I will do a week-by-week update. Well, I'm going to try to do a week-by-week update. If not, I might just group it up. I'm not sure yet. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Bye.